No, thank you very much.
Welcome to the show. So, how was today's session? What do you have to say about our session this morning?
No, it was actually fantastic. Today we start the Nigeria Fintech Week. This is the 5th edition of the Nigeria Fintech Week, where we bring together the fintech ecosystem and Fintech NGR, which is the primary or premier association of fintechs in Nigeria with 250 members, is actually hosting this in conjunction with the Singapore Fintech Week. So we're extremely excited about the discussions, the conversations, and now it's accelerating the development of fintech in Nigeria and Africa.
That's good to know. So, you were here last year.
Indeed.
Okay. How would you say that this year did performance-wise? Was there an improvement compared to what we had last year?
Last year was very different. We're just emerging from all the COVID vices, so to speak, really. So it was very online. This year is the first time we're having a hybrid conference where we are both online and offline world. And the attendance has been extremely interesting and encouraging. We've had a full house yesterday, we've got a full day, and yesterday we launched a very exciting program called DigiStuds, where we're actually driving the development of talent within our community. So if you look at it really, Nigeria produces a lot of talent globally. Some of the best minds in technology are actually emerging from Nigeria, solving problems now in Nigeria, in Africa, and across the world. But we have much more to do in terms of, if you like, driving employability of our graduates and actually tapping into the broader community of youths in the country as well. So DigiStuds is a program that is now actually partnering with the leading universities, and we'll go to all universities in Nigeria, where we want to change the curriculum. So rather than going to universities, study computer science, which is great by the way, or engineering and all of those, and then you come into the world of work, and your skills are not aligned to what employers want. We're actually now working with universities to change those curriculum so that when graduates come out, they're employable immediately. So that's solving a huge gap for us in the market, where we have a dearth of digital talent, really. So people can come out and be immediately employable, but then we go all the way down to actually find more digital talents amongst the community that is not employable through another project called Tech Sparks, where we're arming people with development skills, digital skills to fill the shortage in Nigeria for developers, for data analysts, for security people, but also, quite frankly, help the world community, because Nigerians are very mobile people as well.
As the president of the Fintech Association of Nigeria, yesterday e-Naira was launched. How do you see this can help the Nigerian community and the association itself? The e-Naira, is it for only people in blockchain, or is it entirely for the whole in Nigeria?
Okay, so there's always if you like, I will use the word confusion between blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're very different. Blockchain is the technology, that cryptos ride on. So blockchains can be used for several applications, one of which is crypto. Another one is central bank digital currency, which is the CBDC, of which each e-Naira is one, is a central bank digital currency. I mean, e-Naira, is a very exciting development. We're talking about digital transformation, and we've been talking about it for quite a while. We're now in the 4th industrial revolution, where it's all digital, Internet of Things and all of those kind of stuff. But guess what? Money hasn't changed form in hundreds of years. Money is when it started by barter, then we went into various kind of coins, then you traded by gold and all of those kind of stuff. But it's primarily paper form, so to speak, really. So this is a very exciting development where money is now taking a digital form. It's now programmable, and the kind of stuff we can do with it is just mind-boggling. So it offers huge opportunities for governments. Governments, can now drive better financial inclusion. Governments can drive, if you like, the flow of diasporan flow, and actually keep better tabs of it. Governments can actually, because you can program the money, you can determine if you disburse money out to people, you can determine what they buy with it. You can say you cannot buy alcohol with this money. Yeah, so if you're giving money, to people who are financially excluded, you can actually target it, much more specifically. But the forms of digital currency, the forms of the have to be very carefully thought through. Yeah, it brings as much excitement and optimism as it does bring caution and humility. It's the first time the world is doing this, so many countries are not doing it alone. Some countries are actually collaborating to say, you know what, there's a lot more to learn about this thing. So don't let's run, let's make haste very slowly, so to speak. Really. So it's a very fantastic development. We welcome it. It opens opportunities across the board, but it also raises several concerns as well. And those concerns include, if you take retail banking, for example, where people deposit money, if that deposit goes into e-naira, banks, where will banks get the money they then lend out to drive the economies of the country? If the central bank becomes quote unquote managing day-to-day transactions of payments, who do people go to when payments fail, when you need reversals, and all of those kind of stuff? What numbers do they call? So there are a number of real practical issues, but also issues around, runs on banks and all of that needs to be considered as well. But in overall terms, excellent and a positive development.
Okay, sir. Talking about digital, what are your targets? That is the Fintech Association. What is the targets concerning the students? Then what are the processes you have already put in place to actualize this? How many universities have you started working on this towards this?
Okay. The target is to reach 1 million students. Yeah, 1 million individuals. Yeah, we're over the next 5 years. So that's very clear for us too. And we're starting with a handful of universities because it's very important to put a process in that is robust, and repeatable, and then you can expand on it really. If you were here yesterday, you will have seen the Vice Chancellor of University of Nigeria, Nsukka, actually gave a very, very engaging speech where he actually listed the curriculum here as well. He was well represented by the Director of Technical Academics as well, physically here. We have another partner called Tech Spark, which is working with us. In actually, picking the graduates, and it doesn't have to be new graduates, it could be existing graduates as well, and actually arming them with the skills. So we're coming from a number of angles to actually drive this, and we want industry, and other firms, to support us in this. We can't do it alone. So we need a lot of support in terms of sponsorships, and sponsorships don't have to be money. It can be a donation of online material, and all of the other likes as well to drive this.
Okay, so this takes me to the challenges of fintech startups. I know there are challenges. So what are those challenges, and how has the association helped to surmount this?
There are several challenges. The top ones you will hear is access to finance, access to funds. You heard today in all the conversations that a lot of the funding for fintechs is coming from abroad. That's not a bad thing, by the way. That shows that, if we can't find the funding here, I'm glad that the funding is coming in dollars as well, which the country needs as well. But we have to ginger up more structures within the country, to actually get fintechs access to funds as well. So Fintech Nigeria is actually setting up as a group which is actually working with entrepreneurs to see what needs to be done and to bring together investors to actually target that. But there's a lot of work going on across the industry as well. You really will be amazed the number of Nigerian entrepreneurs are now into the space as well, and actually gathering or putting together capital both locally and internationally to make sure that fintechs get funded. But there's still a lot more to be done in that respect. Number two is regulation. Our regulators have done a great work so far, without a doubt. If you take the Securities and Exchange Commission, for example, they've gone a long way into developing crowdfunding regulation, regulation around cryptos and all of those kind of stuff. They have a department that is focused on regulation and all of that. The central bank has a sandbox. You can see it move in naira and all of that. But a lot more still has to be done. The fintechs will still argue and tell you that, a regulation where one size fits all, cannot work. They're smaller, they're more nimble, and the capital requirements from a regulatory perspective are just so high in terms of a barrier to entry, and they need to be right sized in light of their own size as well. So it's easier for them to come in and operate really. The fintechs will complain about high regulation as well. They can't be regulated like banks and all of that. But I'm sure there's a balance somewhere as well. The role of regulators is to make sure that consumers are protected, amongst others. So you can't have it one way and not have it the other way as well. So there's a balancing act clearly to play in there. I think for me, really, I'll add a couple more. There's talent, which we spoke about. That's why we're launching DigiStuds. It's not just talent, it's not just numbers. It's talent that actually can deliver and develop durable, quality, scalable solutions, technology solutions, not start and stop, break and fix type solutions. So that's the level of talent we need to develop. We need to go deeper in talent development and quite frankly start doing fundamental science and engineering that takes us into building robots. And things like that as well, because that's where the world is going. We can't be at the receiving end and just do the final mile or the lighter issues. We have to go deeper in our science and research, and that's really where industry comes in. That's where collaboration with universities come in. That's really where the DigiStud initiative that I spoke about comes in, where we need industry leaders to really come in here and work with us within the structures that we're putting together to deepen the science and research and make Nigeria a real base. We have the population, so let's put it to use, and we have more than enough to stay in Nigeria. We have more than enough to go out if that's where they desire.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So you mentioned some challenges with the e-Naira. Are there measures that have been put in place to check that about reversal and all?
I am very positive. We have a very proactive central bank, and the learnings will come along, and there will be a lot, that will be built in, to make sure that support services, impact on industry in terms of funds, and all the other wider issues are fully addressed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Do have a nice day.
And you too. Cheers.